Hello, you're watching the view from Vauxhall Road, where it's finished here. 𝗻𝗁 Town 3, Royston Town 0. It's the magic of the FA Cup, and the Tudors are in the next round. And one person who's overjoyed with the Tudors making it through to the next round is manager Mark Jones. And I caught up with him a short while ago, and here's what he had to say. So Mark, into the next round after that 3-0 win. You must be pleased with the performance and obviously pleased with the result as well.
Yeah, I thought we deserved to win the game. I thought we had good control of the game for the first half an hour, and after we scored, we then sort of lost a little bit of control. And fair play to Royston, they sort of came back into it sort of the last 15 minutes of the first half. We said to the boys at half time about keep passing the ball, keep trying to control the game, because that's something that I felt we needed to improve from 𝗣𝗿𝗻𝗂𝗀𝗀 on Tuesday. But yeah, look, the objective, before the start of the game was to get into the next round of the Cup, and we've done that. It's another clean sheet. That's now only 1 goal conceded in the last 3 games. That's a positive. I thought the back three played well again. Craig King played very well again. He pulled off a couple of saves when we needed him to. So look, I think we're moving in the right direction. But yeah, as I always say, we stay humble. We just look to the next fixture. Nobody's getting carried away with anything. We've still got an awful lot of work to do to improve.
There were certainly some good individual performances out there, but the team played well and contributed to probably all the 2 goals, and obviously the build up to the penalty. Were you pleased with in terms of how fluid the forward line was at times? Yeah,
well, I think sort of we had more possession today than we perhaps ordinarily have in some of our league games. So I think Royston sort of sat off and let us have the ball a little bit, and sometimes that can not always be a good thing, because if you have too much time on the ball and too many options, you sometimes tend to get into sort of 2 or 3 minds and end up not making the right decision. So I said to the boys, you have to keep moving it quickly, but keep patient, keep passing the ball. And we're starting to get there. We had an awful lot of new players come into the club in the summer. We had sort of problems with availability for key players, not being available. So it does take a little bit of time, and I know everybody sort of expects us to hit the ground running and that, but you don't want to be coming in starting the season in your best form. You want to sort of try and build, and I think that's what we're doing. So look, as I say, into the next round, which was the objective. So, good to score 3 goals and keep a clean sheet, and we now look forward to the next game.
And the loan players have had an opportunity to settle themselves into the team over the last couple of games. How pleased are you with those additions? Yeah,
I think they've all contributed. It's a shame for Harris today. I could tell he wasn't right from the first couple of minutes. He's got a slight sort of rolled ankle, and he felt he was okay to get out there today, but clearly he wasn't, himself, so we had to make that substitution. Nahem's come in and done well. He's an honest boy. He can hold the ball up well. We've just got to keep working on his movement and his finishing. But, he's a game lad. And, obviously Brooklyn today, I think, showed the home supporters what he's about. He's very direct, very quick, took his goal very well. But what I like about him for an attacking type of player, he does put a shift in. He's not sort of an attacking player that doesn't want to track back. He works very, very hard for the team. So, yeah, I could go through all of the players, but, yeah, a good team performance. I think I'd just like to mention 𝗁𝗲𝗄𝗻𝗂𝗀𝗃. I thought he was outstanding today. Corey is a very, very good player, and I think he's going to be a really good addition for us throughout the season, fingers crossed.
And lastly, it must have been good to get 𝗔𝗍𝗃 into the mix after, because we talked about it before. He was one player that you were desperate to kind of get back, and to see him back involved again must be a positive.
Yeah, very, very pleasing. 𝗔𝗍𝗃's an experienced player. He knows what it's about. He struggled to get into the game really, when he came on, but that 60 minutes that he played will do him the world of good. It's great to get him back. We were missing Dara today with a sort of slight hamstring strain, and obviously Charlie Barker, the other loanee from Charlton, wasn't fit today. So there's a couple of players there, but the squad's starting to look much stronger, and I think that has told the last 3 games that once we have sort of got our squad looking a bit stronger, we've picked up some good results recently.
So there we are then. These are the thoughts of manager Mark Jones, and joining me in the studio is the skipper for the day, Captain Castiglione. Try saying that after a few beers. But Josh, playing against your former side, you must be sort of pleased with the victory, but it must be nice as well playing against some people you know.
No, definitely. Obviously, as soon as the draw come out in the weeks leading up to the fixture, there's obviously been a lot of back and forth, bit of banter between me and obviously a few former teammates that are good mates of mine. I obviously work under their manager in my day-to-day job and work with a few of their players as well. So it was a weird one, but yeah, like you say, it's always nice to come out with a victory at the end of it and get ourselves in the hat for the next round.
You still gonna have a job on Monday?
Monday, yeah. Tuesday, maybe not.
But looking at the team performance, it was a very good team performance. Lots of players involved in the goals. Obviously, you're in and amongst them in terms of assisting, and you even had a shout for a penalty down here as well.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I'm fuming I didn't get that one, to be fair, because that would have given me a hat-trick of assists. But yeah, like I say, all round today we were very solid. I think we knew what they were going to be about. Like I say, I played there for 6-7 years under the same management team, so I had a good understanding of how they were going to play. Obviously, we were a little bit surprised that 𝗣𝗿𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 played at the back for them because he's played up front for them pretty much most of the season. But we knew that they were going to be quite direct up to Matty up front. And like I say, Matty's a fantastic player and they've got a very strong squad all round. So we knew that we had to be at the top of our game to get a result today, just because we're the league above doesn't give us any right to be favourites or whatnot, because they are a strong side. So we knew that we had to be at the top of our game. And to be fair, obviously first half, or probably first half an hour of the first half, we were very good and we lost our way a little bit and they got back into it. And they're a real threat from set pieces, which obviously caught us off guard a little. Not caught us off guard, but could have caused us problems as such. But yeah, second half, obviously they put Muzzer up front and went a little bit more direct. But I thought our three centre-halves were fantastic, as they have been for quite some time now.
Yeah, you mentioned that they sort of went more direct, and certainly at 1-0 towards the end of the, sort of midway through the second half, they certainly threw the kitchen sink at you a few times. You referenced sort of Craig making a few good saves, but it just shows that quality, doesn't it, with some of those loan players that have come in, what they can do. We won the penalty and we were then kicked on from there. So it must be pleasing seeing the club add in additions where perhaps there was some quality lacking.
No, definitely. And obviously, like you say, lads coming in from loan clubs, they've got a point to prove for their parent clubs. So they obviously trying to prove a point to them, which obviously helps us do well. And like you say, I thought Brooklyn was outstanding today. Especially, he's incredible when he can isolate a fullback 1v1 because of his pace, the way he dribbles at pace. And he's obviously got a very, very dangerous left foot, which you saw for the third goal. And obviously he was the lad that won the penalty for the second goal. But yeah, like I say, all round from Kingy in goal making, some top saves, all the way through to the front two, and the subs that come on, everyone played their part today.
And that must breed some confidence within the squad over the last few games. There were obviously a few games where, like the Welling game that we were here before, it was really disappointing, but actually is now a platform to build on going into next week. Definitely.
Like you say, football is it's a funny old game. Obviously, we were struggling. We picked up a point, obviously, away at 𝗍𝗻𝗄, which we were disappointed with, but being with 10 men for 80 minutes, you sort of go, do you know what, we'll take it. It's a building block. And then obviously Tuesday against 𝗣𝗿𝗀𝗀𝗀 was a great victory. Obviously, I know that they're struggling in the league, but it's never an easy place to go. And then obviously turning our attention away from the league and into FA Cup action today, you always want to put yourself into the next round. And we had a task to do, and thankfully today we completed the task.
And for you personally, obviously, the start of the season was hampered for you, but do you feel good in yourself and sort of up to the levels that you thought that you would be?
Right now, no. I'm very tired. But yeah, like I say, like you said, sort of injuries were playing a part early on in the season, and it was sort of I was in and out of the team because of the injury. 1 week fit, 1 week not, and it was causing me problems. So that rest that I gave myself was very much needed, and like you say, sort of I just try and help the team as much as I can. Obviously, playing up front on Tuesday, playing a little bit deeper today in the 10. Like you say, wherever the gaffer puts me, he knows that I'll work very hard. I was about to swear then. Yeah, he knows that I'll work very hard for him. And like I say, try and rally the troops up, obviously, trying with captaincy today. Obviously, you've got that little bit more of a responsibility to get the troops going. But like I say, I don't think I needed to today because everyone was fully focused, and that showed in the result.
And the fans certainly have gone home happy tonight. They sort of showed their appreciation at the end, and you sort of showed your appreciation towards them. How good were they today? They're always in fine voice and always bring a megaphone, which I think it's Kev on the megaphone. I don't think he needs a megaphone.
Yeah, he loves it. He loves it.
You know, they're always here showing their support. They went away on Tuesday. We saw a picture on social media of them on the train with Dan and Mark. So yeah, they've gone home happy today, and that must be pleasing for you as players.
No, definitely. Like you say, sort of, we love playing in front of the fans. We want as many fans down here as possible, and the ones that do make it down, we thank you for your support always. Like you say, travelling away to Dulwich on a Tuesday night for players is not the easiest ground to get to, but in the pouring rain they didn't stop on Tuesday, and again today. Like you say, it's the old cliche that they're the 12th man and they help you get through, but they really are. And like you say, long may it continue, that the fan base continues to grow and stay how it is, because like you say, there's nothing better than playing in front of many fans as you possibly can. And like you say, the win was for them.
Oh, I don't know if you heard it, but literally 30 seconds before we scored the first goal, they were singing "We're going to score in a minute," and literally we did. So maybe they need to sing that more often.
Exactly. We must have heard them on the pitch.
Well, my thanks to Josh. But that's all we got time for this edition of The View from Vauxhall Road. The boys will be back here next Saturday versus Worthing. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be here, so I'll see you in a few weeks' time. But for now, goodbye.